Listen up.
It's the number one voice of the tri-state. I'm number one. It's Cooking Up 215. So let the show begin.
Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth.
It's your girl Amber Grand.
And this is Cooking Up 215, where we get you up close and personal with your favorite artists, entrepreneurs, shakers, and move makers. And today's guest, y'all already know him. He's been here a few times. He family to the show. My man, the Wolf.
What's up,
You know
man?
what I'm saying? He here and he has spoken.
I'm back again.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Seemed like just yesterday.
Yeah, real shit.
Listen, man, you know when this family is like that, we
Yeah,
like
for
to
sure.
have everybody come up here, you fuck with us, come fuck with it, that's
I
all.
appreciate it. This time I had to make the call, so I was like, I need to come sit down with the fam over at Cooking Up. So I appreciate y'all creating the space and giving me the opportunity to come kick it with y'all.
Yeah, we happy to be, you know, a platform that you choose to make drops on and shit like that. That
For
mean
sure.
a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's what we working for, to be able to have that. We always talk about it, bro. Be able to have these moments. So I'm happy that we walking in the shit that we talked about.
Exactly. And it's crazy, you know, last week we had Chad up here. Chad came through.
Yeah.
That shit was, we dropping that episode next week. It was hilarious,
Yeah.
bro. Hilarious. Him and Matt, hilarious.
Yeah.
So crazy.
That's
That's why we gotta do
you
that.
know, I did his joint. You know, I
about.
did that joint yesterday. You called him Chad. And he talking about C.
Diddy, yeah.
It flew me. I'm like, oh yeah. Then he said Matt, and it hit me. I like, he talking about, oh, all right, talking about the realest podcast ever. Yeah, I just did that show yesterday. But I think my joint probably gonna come out with them in a few weeks. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I ain't even know though. That's what's up.
Yeah, no. It was funny when I called him. I think when I talked to him, he's like, yo, I swear, it's like, y'all must have been talking. He said, I swear, you hit me and then Wolf hit me right after you hit me.
I didn't know. That was just a random joke. But I hit y'all both on the same day. I was like, I text you and I text him, and y'all both was like, this day and that day. I was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, like you hit me and I hit him.
Yeah.
It's like we still all hit each other.
We should have just put it in the group chat.
I know, then we got a whole group chat.
Yeah,
Anyway.
in the group chat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what's up though.
I'm glad to see you back, man. You here today. You just released, you about to release your second book.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
2 times author.
Yeah.
Period.
Times 2.
Big facts.
Damn.
So the art of accountability.
Yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So what made you go this direction? First off, because your first book was Cheating is Not Cheating. And that was more on the relationship side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this one is more about getting your life on track.
Yeah, I feel like so the thing is, I was going to make it about accountability in relationships, but when I started writing, I started to realize I'm like, this shit's so universal that I just want to teach people accountability in total, because you could apply the same tools to the relationship.
Fact.
But the reason I pivoted this way, because when cheating is not cheating, it's like, it was the conversation starter, right? This is, let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about pride, ego, double standards, different shit like that. But it seemed like nobody wanted to do the work. So it's like everybody is conscious of everything that they should and shouldn't be doing. And you go on the internet, there's no shortage of videos of people telling you what you should and shouldn't do in your relationship. But for me, it's like, who the fuck is talking about the solution, like taking action?
Right.
Like the conversation is happening, but nobody actually applying the thing that they acquiring, in a sense. So for me, this book is about taking action. It's like, all right, cool, you understand why cheating is not cheating, or you understand whatever it is that you even want in your life, but what are you going to do to create that? Because when it's all said and done, nobody owes nothing. And I feel like a lot of people sit around entitled, and you know, they don't take account, because my book is a self-reflection book first, but it's 3 pillars to you going to learn about accountability. You're going to learn how to take accountability for yourself, how to allow others to hold you accountable without being defensive and feeling attacked, and also how to hold others accountable without offending them. Because there's really an art to that. Like, there's so many business partners, relationships, brothers, sisters, parents. When you don't understand that art to accountability, you can literally have a fallout.
Right. Because
somebody might be meaning well behind what they're saying, and you might take it wrong.
Yeah, it's a thin line. And I always say, people, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Every time. You know what I'm saying? So even to your point of, it's like, a lot of people don't even know how to approach it, right? So most people only look to hold others accountable. Oh, well, Smooth did, Amber did, but it's never, well, what could I have done? Like, and for me, that's why that's why you look at my cover as a mirror on the cover.
Yes, I love that.
You like that?
Yes.
I wanted to ask y'all what y'all thought about the title, because I didn't go with my normal, like, I could have went in the direction of like another cheating is not cheating, but I'm like, if I use the word accountability, let me see if people actually pick it up.
Right.
Because people run away from that type of shit.
Accountability.
And like, if I would have said how women don't take accountability,
then they're going to jump on that joint.
How men need to take accountability, flying.
Yeah.
But when you just say the art of accountability, it's like, I ain't really specify who it's for, so motherfuckers is like, damn, that they saying they like the title more, but I'm curious.
I think it's a good title. I think when you say the art of accountability, you really give it a broad scope to help people understand it's an art to accountability. You know what I'm saying? To have it is like almost, you know, understanding a trade.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure,
I mean?
100%.
Because everybody don't know it. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
So
That's a good way to put it.
It's definitely something that if you can lock down accountability, you truly can get through life way easier, much better, less drama.
Telling you, bro.
And
like that's the key. It's a tool, right? A lot of times, like people use it as a weapon. I got that analogy in a book. I say, like, when you think about holding somebody accountable, if that's symbolically, if I say I'm running at you with a hammer and I'm trying to hit you with that shit, you gonna stand there? No, you're gonna move out the way because I'm running at you with something that could potentially harm you.
Right.
When you try to force somebody to take accountability, they get defensive because they feel like you're attacking them. But if you use that same hammer as a tool and I build the fucking set, now you all ears because I'm using it in a constructive way to build something up versus being destructive and trying to tear something down. So when you think about accountability as a tool and realize that when you master the art of it, knowing like, okay, because it's going to look different in different situations. A lot of people cannot get to where they need to be because they can't accept accountability, so they don't have accountability teams. We all got that person where you can't tell them nothing. Like no matter what, it's like, man, I'm burnt out. I'm running out. I'm tired of repeating myself type shit. And when you find yourself in that predicament, you could be somebody with genuine intentions, but because that person is non-receptive to your attempts to help them, you like, I'm not helping you. So when you self-reflect first and you realize ain't none of us perfect, but instead of me worried about what the fuck y'all got going on, let me worry about what I got going on. And if I improve me, if we all say, yo, you know what, let's improve ourselves. Right. It's inevitable that this gets better. It's impossible.
And that's why I like your mirror on the cover so much, because I feel like the self-reflection, the honesty in it, like you have to be honest with yourself or else it's not going to work.
I'm telling you, 100%.
Yeah. And it's the main thing too, is just that accountability, it stretches so far because even when you're doing business, relationships, it's all about accountability because with accountability comes like communication.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I feel like those is the keys
100%.
to making sure your relationships, period, friendships
100%.
or business relationships 100%. Or sexual relationships, that's how they work.
Yeah, 100%.
If you could keep accountability as well as communicate, you good.
Yeah, for sure, because it's the base of it, right? So it's like, it also warrants trust and it builds character. Because if we all take accountability, I can trust you. Because if I say, Smooth, can you come through for me? And you say, yeah, because I know, because you're an accountable person, if you wasn't, you would say no. And I can respect that just as much as you saying, yeah, because I know whether you do or you don't, it's based on your integrity versus you saying, I got you, and then not coming through for me. Right? So accountability benefits us in so many ways that people don't even understand, because the fact that I don't want to let somebody down. That's why even when I was running late, I text you, I'm gonna be there by. That's me taking accountability before you say, you late. Bro, I'm running behind. I'm already taking accountability before the situation even arrives. And if it's challenging for people because many people have a distorted image of themselves. Like we like to think we perfect, right? Yeah. Like I don't got too much to work on. I was nice to you, or I treated you right, or I did this, or I communicated. But it's like, we can't always view life through the lens of our own perspective. Sometimes you have to look at how you're being perceived. Like you might think you're the best dad in the world, but until you put yourself in your son's shoes and see what he might be experiencing, you will never see if there's room to grow. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it in relationships. Like I can't understand certain emotions a woman's going to feel. I'm not a woman, but I can at least from perspective wise find a way to attach it to how I would feel. Yeah. So we might not feel the same way about certain things, but it's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that can hurt my feelings. A lot of times people don't understand how these things work. So they might compare, let's use cheating, because my first book was on cheating. They might compare the actions of cheating, but in reality, the conversation is about being betrayed more than anything. So we might not understand how cheating affects them because we don't look at it like them. Right. But if we understand betrayal and see it from that perspective, we can be like, damn, well, if somebody betrayed me, I would feel this way. Right. That's how we attach the emotion. So when you think about, and it all attached to accountability, because you're not even going to self-reflect in that way if you don't take accountability. Right. If you look at it like, man, well, every time somebody says something to you, you deflect and you got something to say to them, well, you did this. Yeah, well, you was late the other day. It's like, we're not even talking about that. Like, we talking about today. So, my whole objective is really just forcing people to slow down and stop being so full of ourselves. Because I got a chapter in there called I Did This to Myself. Yeah. And that's like, for me, it's just self-explanatory. It's like, you got to look in the mirror and laugh sometimes. Like, even if you got...
A lot of shit come from what you done.
I did this to myself. Even if some shit happened that you wasn't okay with, you done dealt with a bad partner for so long. At some point, you gotta be like, damn, yeah, they treated me like shit, but I did this. How long did I sit here and not use my power to walk away? So when you say, you know what, yeah, the first time they got me, but the last 25 times, that was I made the decision to be dumb,
right,
or to be naive, or to be forgiving, or whatever the case may be, however you have it. And if you find comfort in that, then you can accept your past, because we didn't choose the shit that we went through, but we could choose like how we treat going forward, like whatever we decide to do move forward. But it all starts with accountability, like just taking accountability for yourself.
So you just mentioned betrayal. Mm-hmm. So I know you talked about a past relationship you had in the book and how you were betrayed. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's like layers to it. So I wanted to get into it. Yeah. One is just about when you start to realize and you take accountability for even how somebody else's actions and how all that shit affects you and how you let it affect you. And then two is just the fact that you said it was your homie that betrayed you. Yeah. And it's like you had to take accountability for even allowing them to put you in that type of position. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because I mean, we all got decisions to make. And I even said in the book, I said we might not always like our choices. That'd be the problem. When we don't like our choices, we think we don't have one. But you literally, in every situation, you have a choice. It's not a choice. It's not nothing that ever happened in your life where you didn't have two options. You can't tell me, y'all can't name a situation where it was one, unless you were being flat out controlled and you literally had no choice. If you weren't being controlled, you had an option. You might have didn't like the options. And so when we look at it from that perspective, it's like, yeah, I had to take into account that I put myself in this predicament. You know what I mean? But this is where growth is sustained. So going back to it, I feel like for me, it was about realizing, I guess, like the betrayal factor in a friendship hurt me the most, more than the cheating, because I wasn't faithful. So like I could take into account, like, all right, I couldn't even be mad at the sex part because I was still salty about when, how like,
yeah, all the other details.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, and then the fact that when you don't never get closure or clarity, or a motherfucker try to make you out to be like you tripping or you crazy, when you know damn well, even down to the point where if you could provide facts, they like, nope, that ain't what it is. At this point, it's like, I gotta find, because if I don't isolate my behaviors, I'm depressed, I'm miserable, I hate everybody. Like, it's like, so when I sit back and I reflect, I had to say, you know what, that was nothing but God in so many ways, because for one, I feel like God protected me from the people that I was around, because if two people could conspire to come together and do some shit like that, what else could y'all conspire to do? That's just how my mind works. So that was a layer of protection. And then at the same time, it made me realize how the laws of karma work too, because although I never got caught cheating, so it wasn't like it was like a situation where she revenge cheated, like, oh, I'm cheating back. She didn't cheat on me because I cheated on her. She didn't know I was cheating on her. So it's like if she cheated, she just did what the fuck she wanted to do. So that component comes into it. But I'm like, okay, nobody really knew. Who really knew what I was doing behind her back? God. And that's why I say God is my accountability partner, because even when you think you can run a circle around the people, like I could probably outwit y'all 10 times out of 10. Not saying you get what I'm saying, but the fact of the matter is, it don't matter what you can get away with in front of the world. You can't get away with. God is watching.
That is a fact.
It boosts my integrity, because now I don't lie.
I love that.
Right. I don't even lie to girls. Like, I say what I'm on. Like, I'm completely transparent, because I don't even want to deal with God in that way. And I use the example, I was like, yo, it's like, you don't never want to let God come find you. You want to go find God, because it's like no different than if you running late and your parents got to come find you. Yeah. You're going to get in more trouble than if you walk in the crib 20, 30 minutes late. They might yell at you, but if they got to come find you, it's roll call.
It's on time.
And I felt like in that moment, I was running away from that, and you know, I just ended up going through a downward spiral of like a lot of shit happened, and that was just one of the trickle effects. But like I said, looking back on it as an accountable person, I can't act like a victim. A lot of people get cheated on and play victim. Not saying that it's not real victims in the world. I'm separating that from what I'm saying in this moment. People get cheated on and just like feel like it's nothing that they could do to reflect, or even listen, I told myself this, listen, maybe they liked each other. Maybe I was just the man in the middle and got caught as collateral damage. Right. Like, she ain't my soulmate because we not together now. So it was like, if I keep carrying the story, oh, she did this, she did that, he did this, he did that, now I'm walking around bitter and miserable. I let it be what it's going to be. You know, I hope they enjoyed it. I hope it was good. And a lot of times, I want the best for them.
A lot of times it be parts, we all play in these things. So like, even when you say like, she didn't catch you cheating, you still could have been behaving in a manner
that
of which
100%.
she felt as though you was on some other shit.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like you a little distant.
Yeah, 100%.
You turning your phone over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You giving off this vibe of this energy. So now she on a different type vibe of energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I was on Talk Heavy, and it was just like, you know, they ask you about relationships and if you cheat or if somebody cheat on you, and I always say like, if somebody cheat on you, you gotta, you know, take that, because if you already doing other shit, you gotta hold yourself accountable.
100%.
Exactly.
And
You know what I mean? You
it's
did
crazy
that.
because like I feel like I can't even put my finger. I feel like at the point we was like we just was growing apart, and I felt like the relationship should have died. It should have been done, and I felt like we was fighting to stay together, but it was just toxic. But it was, I can't even say I wasn't dumb enough to really like allow her to peep a pattern and be like, I don't even think she really could suspect it. She could suspect it, but not like how she got a genuine, like no angle to come at me on. Because I don't know, I just kind of never really moved a certain way. I never really was cheating like in a way, I don't know, I would just
not on some giving up yourself type shit.
Never. It was
normal.
within my schedule. Like, you know, I never was freeing up my time. I never was spending her for another chick. Like, I was never staying out. I was never doing none of the dumb shit I feel like niggas do when they get caught up. Yeah. I was just literally, in the course of my day, and it might be my lunch break essentially.
My schedule is crazy.
I got time.
I'm sorry.
Because it's like if I'm
sip my tea.
Yeah. But the thing is, I can accept this at the growth stage that I'm at now. Because it used to be hard to talk about, because when you're still trying to grow, you don't want to mention the nut shit you did. Yeah. Like, I don't want people to think I'm still on that. But I'm so comfortable with myself and where I'm at in my life. It's like I had to grow from that shit, because now I could honestly write about it and say this is what I learned from it. And people got to know that you went through it to understand why you could talk about it. So, but to your point, it is other variations that you play and factor into not. But again, that's why I got a chapter in there called self-accountability versus self-blame. I'm not blaming myself for what she did.
Right.
I'll take accountability for what I did and what could have possibly contributed to what she did, but she still takes accountability for what she did. They are not, like in accountability court, you get tried alone. It's not, I did this because you did that. There's no such thing as cheating back. I hate it. Oh, I cheated back. No, you cheated too.
You cheated too, yeah.
You can't cheat back. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Cheating back would be like if I hit you and you hit me back, but how do you cheat back? Like
a reflex?
No, like what do you, like how? Like what do you do to cheat back? You can't. No. This individual person cheated. This individual person cheated. They both cheated. There's no cheating back. It don't matter who did it first.
Yeah.
The fact that it matters, because there's so many people who were cheated on and decided to leave.
Yep.
And that's my energy now. It's like, I ain't
We're not even doing the back and forth.
For what? I'm
just
out.
Leave, yeah.
Yeah, holla. Shit, like, shit, my girl, you watch this, listen, if you decide to ever do some shit like that to me, just make me the side nigga. Cause like, I want the deal he getting. Like, don't have me paying the bills, dealing with all the headaches, and he get discounted pussy. No. If you ever want two niggas flip the role, let me know. I'll be the side nigga, get the discounted sex, and he can pay for everything. Just don't let me pay more than what he's paying. Yeah. Like it gotta be equivalent, or I gotta get the better
side
end.
of the deal.
I need to be the better end of the deal.
He said, if you gotta pick between two, pick him.
But let me still get what he was about to get, because that's just a better arrangement. Like I'm mature enough to have that conversation. But no, all jokes aside though, I just feel like, you know, that's just what it comes down to. Everybody got to isolate their own behavior. Like we all individual human beings with free will. God gave everybody free will. God don't even control us. Literally. Y'all think if God wanted to control us, we would be acting the way we acting? Like, let's be honest. Like, you think y'all be having the sex y'all having, drinking, smoking?
Doing all the wild
you think come on. So he gave us the freedom of choice to do what we wanted to do. And that's why we have to take accountability, because we are all responsible for ourselves. I have children. I can't control them and what they do. I can set a scope and a parameter in which they can operate in, but that don't mean they gonna listen. How many things y'all did behind your parents' back?
Right.
And motherfuckers out here like the parents got to be held accountable. How?
Yeah.
I was lying to my mom too. I was running the movie around. She at work all day.
They gotta work, right?
The only things parents should be held accountable for is the well-being, the welfare, the things they teach their children, the things they allow on their watch. But you can't really control a child behind your back, like because we all individual, and that's why children need to be held accountable too.
That's what I'm about to say, because that's what I do with my kids. You gotta also teach them to hold themselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? When you fuck up, you know what you did. You know what come with that. You know the punishment. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Hold yourself accountable, bro.
100%.
I do it every time.
Yeah,
I don't even tell them what the punishment. You tell me.
Yeah, not for real.
You know what I'm saying? So now you understand what happens when you do bad, when you do wrong.
And then now if they understand, we teach our kids that they understand that it's consequences to every action. We protect them from themselves.
Exactly.
When we coddle our children and make them think that, oh, that's my baby, they ain't do nothing. Now they think that that's how life works, and they grow up and do shit. And now we can't say
expecting it to be cool.
It's never gonna be like, no, you can't coddle your kids. You have to literally create a space of accountability where like my daughters can articulate what they do wrong. My older daughter is 13 now. She at the point like, Dad, she don't even tell me what her friends do. She do some BS. She's telling me her side because she don't care about the rest of it. She like, you always told me you don't even care with it. You only want to hear what I did. So, and even when it come down the line, she don't lie to me because she be like, you always say, I'm not gonna get in trouble for telling the truth. I'm gonna get in trouble for lying. So
I say the same shit. That's
like,
true.
yeah, you could I can always hear you out. Even if she gets suspended, get into whatever, get into it with the teacher, I will hear my kids out because my mom did that for me, right? But if she lied to me, it's like now, cause I be it might sound crazy when I say this, but we human. I don't fuck with liars. My kids is liars. I'm not going I gotta love you and take care of you, but your character is gonna be flawed.
Feel some way, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel the way. Like you a liar. Like I don't want to raise liars.
It's like I'm dealing with that now. My daughter is the one though. It's the crazy part. My son, that nigga, he can't tell a lie. Like he like Pinocchio. You know what I'm saying? He can't do it. He literally can't. He don't know how. And sometimes he don't even know how to say certain things out of his face. And I gotta tell him. But I'm big on like we gonna communicate to fully understand each other. So he'll lay it out flat, but my daughter be trying to connive and get away with shit. And I had to tell her like, yo, I'd rather you just tell the truth. Yeah. You know what I mean? The lying shit digs you a hole. Yeah. And I know I already did what you done did already. Yeah, 100%. So anything you think you're getting away with, I done did 10 times. Yeah. I know what you're doing.
How old is she?
She 13. She had got a report card. And remind you, she like a great student. She had all like A's and B's and then a F.
She flipped
and
it.
So she hit a report card.
Yeah.
She just gave it to me this week and she had it for like a week. Yeah, that's and crazy. Then she pulled it out and was like, yeah, I had to go get a new one because I lost the old one. This report card wrinkled as fuck. I didn't even call her on
This the first report card of all time.
Yeah,
this
like I'm like, yo,
copy.
I told her, I'm like, yo, first off, I know you was lying when you said you had to get a new one. I'm like, it was wrinkled as fuck, so it was in your book bag for a few days. And then she was like, am I gonna get in more trouble if I tell the truth? I said, you already on punishment. It's like, you can't get no worse. I said, so you gonna tell the truth, I ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, I did have it for like a week. I'm like, exactly, you lying for nothing. But you make yourself look like a liar. So now anything you say, I gotta question.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be that type of person where nobody can believe shit you say because you always lying.
100%.
I'm like, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean?
I'm glad. I'm gonna be real. Like this, and I'm gonna tell you another intentional thing I did with this book. Like when I wrote Cheating, I'd say the thing is, the book been writing itself for years. I can pull up a video from 10 years ago where I'm talking about cheating, right? Like this how far back for me. Like, but when I was a rapper, I still was making relationship videos. I had a whole segment on YouTube called No Script. And people used to email me and ask for relationship advice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back 10 plus years ago. But with Cheating Not Cheating, when I wrote it, I started in 2019 essentially. It came out in 2020. But it's like, I did not realize that if you really, see, people not gonna really be able to date back because the conversation is so relevant now. In 2019, people were talking about relationships, but it wasn't a podcast and all of this thing wasn't relevant as it is today. So it's a normality to get on the camera and talk about cheating. I did not realize when I was writing it that it was going to pioneer the conversation in such a way because I hear people on podcasts using direct examples and things that's in my book. So for me, I was like, damn. And a friend of mine, she was like, yo, I felt like you started the conversation, but you didn't keep going with it. So now I'm conscious about the fact that accountability is very necessary and people throw the word out there, but nobody really using it the right way. It's like, I've heard it here and there, and you might say, oh, the people, no, I'm not taking accountability. But it's like, nobody's really pumping it as the conversation. People just mentioning it in conversations.
Right.
So now when I put this book out, I understand that it's going to pioneer the conversation for the next 2-3 years on so. So it's like, I might spend this year promoting it, but then the years to follow, we're going to look back and be like, yo, remember how cheating was always the conversation? Now everybody's talking about accountability. I'm going to know that I was in front of that this time. Like intentionally, I understand that I'm pioneering a conversation because I want people to talk about it.
This is what we need. We need more people to be holding themselves accountable.
I'm telling you.
Motherfuckers do that, we have a much better world. Because it's just even in business, man. I hate when dealing with people and they don't hold themselves accountable. Like you do shit and you flake on something, or we make these plans and then you do it wrong, or you don't communicate the fact that you can't do certain things, and now you want me to just like figure it out myself. You know what I mean? Nah, bro, you messed up. Admit that you messed up. Fix that. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, the best way to do it come in, say, you know, all right, I fucked up, and how I fucked up, and this is how I can rectify the situation. 100%. I said, you handle business like that, they're gonna be happy all the time. Even when you mess up, it ain't gonna feel like a fuck up.
Exactly.
Because it was cool, smooth transitioning to the fix.
Because what is really a fuck up? Because what is really a fuck up if you come to and say, we are human, so it's like, nobody perfect. So what is really a fuck up when you own it?
Exactly.
It's only a fuck up if you feel like it's a fuck up. But I'm gonna throw a quote out there. Y'all tell me y'all remember who said it. We can't change the world unless we change ourselves.
I heard it. I can't say who said it. I don't know who. I can't say who said it.
Puff Daddy said it to Biggie Smalls. Diddy said it to Biggie. We cannot change the world unless we change ourselves. And that was
in the movie.
Yeah. But that's the mindset of accountability. That's self-reflection. We cannot change the world unless, if everybody changed themselves, the world would change. Right. Literally, if everybody in this room said, I'm going to do every dish I have, pick up every trash that I leave, do everything, this house would never be dirty. Right. Literally be nothing to clean, because if everybody's cleaning up their own mess, who has to clean up for the next person? Mess left. If you were focused on your mess, how can you worry about somebody else's mess? Now, say we all do it, and he decides, you know what, I'm slacking today. Here's where accountability teams come in at. Yo, bro, I don't know if you noticed, or maybe you did, but you left that. We trying to hold the standard up here. We say we all going. Then he takes the accountability. Damn, you're right, bro. Simple. It's a simple. But what happens is so many people are running away from who they truly are, and they don't want to hear the truth. So it's like they reject it, and then if you tell them their truth, they're gonna tell you yours. Right. Yeah, well, you got on that nut ass hoodie. It's like, I was trying to help you. You're trying to hurt me. Yeah. But we can't change the world unless we change ourselves. So when you think about it, and then even in the book, so I got 3 steps to taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? You got. I definitely put that. It's awareness, it's acknowledgement, and it's acceptance. That's the 3 steps to taking accountability.
And then your awareness, appreciate acknowledgement, and accept it.
That's the 3 chapter names, but that's what it is. It's like you can't change nothing if you're not aware, and that's what tends to happen. Like, people don't be aware, or they don't even allow themselves to become aware to the fact that they might be a part of the problem. It's literally just not their fault at all. It's like, I did nothing wrong. I did everything I could. Until you become aware, you can't change nothing. If you don't know that something is broke, you can't fix it. Can't work on it. The acknowledgement part is we always be quick to want our credit when it's time to get rewarded. I created that. That was mine. I trademarked. I stamped that. But the moment you do some nut shit, everybody like with their head down, hoping nobody realize. No, you gotta show up to get the credit. You gotta own it the same way. You gotta own it the same way. And accepting it is about realizing, like, you know what? I might not like my life as it stands today, but it don't have to stay like this. So because it's acceptance in the grand, you gotta accept what you did. That's one thing. But I'm saying even in the bigger picture, just accepting that you might not be where you want to be, and until you accept it, you're never going to even take the steps to.
You're in denial. You're in denial, so you're not doing the things you need to do in order to get where you want to go.
100%.
So once you accept it, you can then begin
to move forward. Imagine that person that was in the Super Bowl, he made the wrong read, threw a pick 6. He living with that moment for the rest of his life. I fucked up, so he's never going back to the Super Bowl. Because instead of allowing that moment to be a defining moment that he fuels to be like, all right, I'll see where I fucked up at. I accept that I fucked up there, and here's where I'm going to grow so I don't make the same mistake again. He's got all the woulda, coulda been, shoulda stories. Oh, yeah, me and my team coulda, we woulda, we shoulda. And it's like you living in the past because you haven't accepted the reality. It's like even when you go through a bad breakup, a lot of people go through breakups at 23 years old and at 33 still hurt from the shit because they didn't accept it.
They didn't accept it.
You gotta accept the shit. Yo, listen, you know what? Fuck that relationship. Like, I wrote about my shit. Listen, I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? I'm healing in other areas because healing is a journey, it's not a destination. But when it comes to that conversation, I'm perfectly fine because I accepted it. Like, you know what? That's what it is. And then another part of the book, I teach people boundaries. That's like one of the key things. So many people don't have boundaries. Like, it's just like they do not know how to establish boundaries. We are naturally, because humans are non-confrontational, naturally people pleasers. By nature, it's almost natural to want to be accepted, to want to be liked. So in order to be liked, you got to not do shit to offend. But you got to learn there's a difference between being a nice person and a good person. A nice person is a people pleaser. A good person just has good intentions. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, cool. Like, I know that I mean well. You might not always like my approach.
Yeah, I can say no, I can do this, but my intentions are always good.
Yeah. I said no, it's not a problem. I don't gotta. But if you don't have boundaries, if you understand how to set, and people think, okay, setting boundaries is okay. Don't call me after 10 o'clock. Then somebody call them after 10 o'clock, and they're like, you're not respecting my boundaries. Well, boundaries is not for them to respect. They for you to respect. Like, you think people just respect the law? Right. Like, think about it. Like, do you think the laws is out here, and I've broke a few. I'm pretty sure you did. We don't. So when you think about just because you state something, that don't mean people are going to respect it. Right. But when you break the law, what happens if you get caught?
There's repercussions.
You have to enforce it. That's how boundaries work. So the boundary, you state the boundary, then you state the consequence. Listen, if you call me after 10 o'clock, I'm putting you on the block list. If they call you after 10 o'clock, you block them. That's how boundaries work. But when people don't have boundaries, they be like, they keep asking me and I keep saying, you not establishing the boundary. And then when they cross the boundary, you're not inflicting no type of conflict. Yeah, you have to enforce it. So it's like all of these different things that's in the book. And I took one word, accountability, and I wrote 40,000 words off this one word.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And we about to get into the food now, but when we come back from the food, I really want to talk about how vulnerable you get in this book.
Yeah, because I feel
like that's real crazy. Yeah. I can't wait to like get your scope on how you feel about exposing yourself to the world like that. So y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth.
It's your girl Immigrant, y'all.
We got the Wolf. Let's get it. Be right back. Let's go.
It's our favorite part of the show. That's your favorite?
Yes, sir.
Chef, what you got cooking? You already know.
Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and it is my favorite part of the show. It's time to get into that food. And today's chef, if you're a friend and fan of the show, you already know her, the Chef Dina, representing G's Kitchen. She's here again to spoil me. I love when you come. It's always delicious. It's always something popping. So what you got for me today?
Today we have our cast iron macaroni and cheese with our baked stuffed chicken, seared to perfection with it's stuffed with spinach, roasted peppers and onions, and mushrooms.
I heard that, seared to perfection. You know what I'm saying? It's the words that matter, baby. You gotta talk this into existence. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready for this. This is delicious. You know how we do it. Let them know where to find you, how to get, them some of this seared to perfection, stuffed chicken breast.
You can find me at Instagram, GKitchen__. That's JIE Kitchen __.
That's gonna be delicious. I can't wait. So y'all already know it's your boy Smooth. It's Cooking Up 25. Let's get back to the show. Let's go. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth.
It's your girl Immigrant.
We got the Wolf with us. Listen, Chef Dina, G's Kitchen. Y'all see what we working with.
This is serious.
I know y'all be a little upset, man. I know y'all be wanting to come.
Can we bless the food?
Oh, go do your thing. I tell you, do your thing, man.
Please bless this food and the nourishment in our bodies and for everything else in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. I'll take it.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
Jesus.
I'm one of them kids. I'm ready.
It's stuffed and it's seared to perfection, y'all.
When everybody close their eyes and bow their heads at Thanksgiving, I'm already digging in a little bit.
I didn't find out what this drink was, but I'm going to find out when I'm
Oh, yeah, we definitely got to find out.
It's serious.
But this thing look delicious.
She don't play. She bring her special presentation for her drinks
every time.
And all that. Yes.
Talking about every time Chef Dina come, y'all know. She said carry that mac and cheese. It's cheesy.
Oh my God.
Tender chicken. I'm trying to get up in there.
No bullshit.
Yeah, man. See what that's hitting.
You gotta put the chicken in the mac and cheese.
Put that on together?
Yeah, that's what I did.
That chicken perfect.
This is serious.
I know you're making somebody hungry right now.
Somebody mad.
Real bad.
The cheese with the spinach and the inside of the chicken?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get to that.
Yeah.
I'm getting to it.
That's that. That's carrying. That's carrying.
And the presentation. Can't get rid of it.
I'm trying to tell y'all better get with
it. It look as good as it look.
Yeah.
Cause I eat with my eyes. So if something don't look right, I'm gonna assume it don't taste right.
I know me and Dina gonna beef.
It look just as good as it tastes.
She gave me this motherfucking butter knife.
Instead of a knife, right?
Fucking me up.
Yeah.
But it is delicious though. But so before we went to break and everything like that, we talked about you just getting real deep and vulnerable in this book. Like you speak on a lot of things you went through, relationship wise, financially wise, you know what I'm saying, business wise. What made you take that route with this book?
Because I felt like I can't tell somebody to take accountability for self while lacking and neglecting to give examples of how I had to take accountability for myself. So like, with cheating, not cheating, I didn't want to use personal examples because I didn't want nobody to think the book was personal. I want everybody to read that book and be like, it's coming from his perspective. It was like, no, you got perspective, you got subjective, and then you got objective. And I wanted that to be objective. But with this, it wasn't really an objective approach because accountability is perspective and subjective no matter what, right? Unless, I mean, certain things is just fact, but the fact for the most part is a self thing. So I can't say that I'm going to. Now you got me ready to try
I'm sorry.
That thing hit.
I can't say like, yo, you should self-assess yourself while not giving examples of what that looked like for me. And like we was talking about, it's just like more, I wanted people to be able to relate to me. I don't normally open up about my personal shit because everybody come to me for advice. Nobody come to me and be like, Wolf, how you feeling today?
Right.
You know what I mean? I got a nice community of people that I got, people that I can counsel and consult with and lean on, but I'm just saying the average follower of mine is coming to me for an answer.
Right.
So this gave me the opportunity to give answers while at the same time expressing myself and getting some shit off my chest because, I mean, it's a part of my. This is part of the legacy. This is part of the history. This is part of the story.
Right.
So it's so much more to the story that got to be told. I might as well tell this part because this now becomes history. So I'm making more history. And in a year or two, if I put out another book, it'll be new stories to tell. And I tried to keep it as current as possible. Like I talked about what I went through during the pandemic. I'm like, I'm making so much money, but I felt so empty. Like I don't know if everybody in here, you know what was happening in the pandemic.
Right.
We was wealthy.
It was a pandemic.
Yeah, we was running it up. So and at the same time, my first book is taking off. But at the same time, I'm damn near okay. You're running into money you never had before. Cause I feel like I make a nice amount every year just on the grind alone. But this year was different. Like this year was like more. It was like, oh shit, I bought multiple cars and I'm buying this and I'm doing that and I'm traveling here and I'm I'm doing all of these different things, but in reality I'm really distracted. And then I felt like when I moved to Atlanta and I sat still for the second half of the year, I started to feel more empty. I'm like, damn, like I'm not, and that's why I realized the most important thing to me is my purpose.
I was just about to say that. You spoke on feeling
purposeless.
Yeah, purposeless. Yeah. And it was crazy because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I know now. Yeah. Like my man stay busy. Just like me. We serial entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy how you can be a serial entrepreneur. And we talked about that, how it's a curse at the same time. 100%. Because you can do so many things. Being a hustler, you could pivot so many ways. But then you get this feeling of like, what am I really supposed to be doing?
Yes.
What matters?
It'll have you feeling like you're not walking in your purpose.
Exactly. And it's like, it became a thing where, I'm telling you, like last year, 2022, I had an opportunity to, I was working with, in the music business still. One of the people I was working with, great record label, great opportunity. I'm talking about this is the opportunity I would have fucking prayed for. But for me, even though I felt like everything that I ever would have wanted in this opportunity was in front of me, it still didn't feel like it was what I was supposed to be doing. Another opportunity, I got folks out in Miami, good dude, his good family, good wife, good whole thing. They love me like family, treat me like family, got a nice company, you know what I mean, on a financial literacy tip. You know what I mean? I made good money with them in 2020. Like I'm talking about 5 figures a month. Like, you know what I mean? For the little time frame that I was dealing with them, I made good money. Right. And they brought me out there last year. He sat me down. He our age, with my age, 30 years old. He's like, but he a multi-millionaire. Yo, listen, I want you to fuck with what we got going on. I think we can really shake. Great opportunity. I can help you make 50, 60K a month. Like this, it's not like he capping. Like I've seen him make 250 a week and certain like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he like, yo, I can show you, you could be at them numbers, but it didn't feel like it was my purpose. So I turned it down. So now I got 2 different situations with 2 good, then just having conversations. Like even I had an opportunity when I was living in Atlanta, Ron wanted me to manage his franchise. Been a great opportunity. He even said to me, I mean, you still can do it if you want. Like the joke, not a cool opportunity to be able to be in a resourceful environment. But for me, it still didn't feel like my purpose. So it's like, imagine having 5 years ago, these opportunities come, I'm on it. Like what? Like, but having reached a certain level of success, even if it's perceived, because sometimes people perceive your levels of success to be higher than how you feel. Because it's like, I don't feel like I did as much as I want to do, but to the world, they like, he's arrived. So then that creates that sense of how do I really arrive? Because I don't even got the feeling that y'all portraying or projecting onto me.
What y'all giving me, you're giving me this.
I haven't even got what I wanted yet. Right. So, but it's there in front of me, but it don't feel like it's what I'm supposed to take. So that's when I went on my fast. Last time I was telling y'all about it. And that was to find my purpose. And then I realized I really love educating. I love speaking. If I had to do something, and another thing that they said that was key, The secret to their success was simply doing what they have been doing for over 10 years. It's not that they did anything different. They caught a lucky break. It was literally being consistent. And I had to ask myself, what have I done consistently for 10 years? And I said, okay, I have nothing. So moving forward, what will I do for the next 10 years? I'm going to put out books. I'm going to speak across the world, and I'm going to relationship coach. Those are the things that I'm going to do to cement myself to be able to accomplish, because I understand that I'm 30, I'm at a new decade, I'm at the ground level of where it's like starting over. It's a new decade. Essentially, from 10 to 20, that was a decade. From 20 to 30, that was a decade. I would have said 0 to 10, but we was kids. Now, from 30 to 40, what does this decade look like? And it has to be aligned with my purpose. I literally have a goal, and it's to cement myself in a way where it's like I want to be known as one of the greatest thinkers, authors, speakers of our time. I want to go down as that, and I have to start now. Because when you think about it, it's like the history that we are making is happening now. Right. We don't never look at it like that. We think that history happens later. No, history is happening. Motherfucker, the shit we talk about from 10 years ago was the history that exists now that we didn't think was history in that moment. I'm not making that mistake again. And I feel like even with these books, this is how you cement yourself. Literature is legacy. When you think about it, a guy, we all heard of Think and Grow Rich. Right. Napoleon Hill, he wrote that book in 1937 or 38, put that book out. It's almost 100 years ago. Right. The books, people still discovering that book today.
It's still a major book.
You understand what I'm saying? So when you think about that, for me, it's like, I think long term with all of this shit now. And being away from my purpose and now getting back to it, I'm grateful for it. Fuck the money. Like I was not financially straight last year. When the opportunities was coming, I needed the money. Right. But I had to say, you know what I'm trying to do is bigger than what's in front of me. And if I keep hopping at every opportunity to make a quick bag, I'm never gonna do what I really supposed to be doing. And God, y'all know what y'all purpose is. Y'all might just be running from it because it hit you like this might be the purpose, but you on it. But everything when you went and opened up that hookah lounge, God burned it down. Damn. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You doing what you're not supposed to be doing. I tried to put my car on tour road, somebody blew my transmission. Okay, God, I see what you're doing here. This ain't my bag. So now I could literally watch you blow up and be happy for y'all because I understand that that's not my purpose. When you don't know your purpose, when shit happening around you, you jump to shit that's happening. Oh, shit, clothes is popping, clothes. Oh, entrepreneurship over here doing this. Oh, real estate wholesaling. I've tried all of that shit and realized that ain't for me. I'm a great speaker, I'm a great educator, I'm a great author, and I'm going to put everything into that. If God want me to reach 100 M's off of it, I will. Because I'm putting the intention behind it. I'm doing the work. But when I wasn't on purpose, I'm just taking the bread, I'm making and spending it, I was depressed. And that made me feel, imagine your bank account. This is the first time I ever seen certain numbers in my account. I'm not talking about accumulated over the years, can prove it on
just
paper.
All sitting there at one time.
I seen the shit and was like, damn, like what the, and didn't even know what to do with it. Right. So I just started fucking it up. Doing dumb shit.
That's what happens.
Bro, I spent, I had 1 month, I spent like 60 to 80,000 on marketing alone. August of 2020, never forget. My book was popping though. It was popping, like I love God, but I didn't even know what to do with my bread. So I'm just like, me and my friends doing dumb shit like flying to Miami to shop at Bal Harbor. Yeah. Going to New York. This is the shit we doing. But if I knew then what I know now, and this is a great moment of accountability, right? Full circle moment where it's like, okay, God showed me what wealth could look like. We on Rodeo Drive. I literally shopped at all the spots. Right. That was dumb as shit.
You had a little taste test.
I didn't buy a house. I bought jewelry and everything else. Didn't buy a crib. Now I'm ready for success. Right. I'm primed for it. I'm ripe. I'm like, okay, I understand what's important. I don't care what my bank account says. This is my purpose. It's nothing that you can do or you can do to take me off my purpose and be like, yo, what? People call me every day with money plays, bro. Yo, we can do this. You can make 20K dollars. We can do. I know a bunch of rich people. Like my network is rich people. It's not like I'm literally somebody of power simply because of my network alone. Not even attached to the fact that I'm who I am and the value I have. Just because of my call log, I literally can call the most important people in the networks in which I operate in. Right. And it's no shortage of opportunities there, but they're not for me. And I feel like when you know your purpose, you gotta be okay. Like LeBron knew his purpose at whatever age he started playing ball. Right. You think he ain't wanna, excuse me, Savannah, all due respect, you think he ain't wanna get some pussy and all of that growing up and hang with his friends and do the dumb shit? He couldn't. He had a purpose.
He knew what his purpose was.
You cannot say you wanna do great things and not be willing to make a great sacrifice. And last year I had went back to my mom's crib for a year to figure it out. Most motherfuckers ain't gonna tell you that, but I want y'all to understand how committed I was to the purpose. And now imagine a millionaire offering you an opportunity to make $50K a month and you sleeping in the middle room at your mom's crib. Most niggas going, most of my friends looking at me. I'm sure my homie, you just came home, I'm letting him hear the voice message. He like, man, you tripping.
I
said, I'm not tripping. No, because this mean more. This shit is priceless.
Right.
This run is personal. If I would have took that $50K, who's to say that it would have been for me? What if I would have blew it again and now I'm back feeling depressed? No.
That's the thing. That. 9 times out of 10, you will blow it again. I was just having that conversation with somebody.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like when you walk in your purpose, it's a long-term thing. You know, I was saying, like, why do millionaires and billionaires still keep doing what they doing? Like, I always say, like, if I had that money, I would just chill, I would lay low. Yeah. But it's because they doing what they want to do. This is their purpose. So, like, it makes money, but this is just what I do. You know what I'm saying? I love doing this, so I'm going to just keep fucking doing what I'm doing. There's never a day, like, what that little baby said? He's like, all the millionaires I know, they still working.
They still working.
All the billionaires he knows still working. You don't stop. And it's like, once you find that thing, like even with us or the show, you like, now we at that age, that 30 ball. Now you're like, all right, I gotta stop playing. Yeah. Like shit is real. Like we did a lot of taste testers and seeing what it was through our 20s. Yep. Now it's 30s. We gotta pick something and stick to it. And stick to that shit because it's too late for pivoting now. You know what I mean? The game clock is on now. 100%. We in the game. There's major leagues. No more time for the baby shit. And once you know that, like even with this, it's like, motherfucker like, yo, y'all do that shit. Like, this is what we do. This is what we do. And it's every day, we don't take no breaks, you know what I mean? Like, 100%. This is it. Ain't no turning around, flipping, or changing ways because you get lost in that shit. And then you, like you said, now you got 50, 60, you can't even watch anything grow and flourish. That joint is crazy, right?
Some cucumbers in there or something?
That cucumber hit.
And the ice cube.
The way that cucumber tastes in that shit.
Like so
refreshing.
Yo, I was thinking the same. I'm like, yo, she need to sell these joints.
You shouldn't even be in a jug somewhere. Yeah.
But the same way you would get that money and now you investing in something else. You never get to see anything flourish.
Exactly.
So now you spend 50 to go in this idea. Then you pivoting from there, and then you starting over again to spend another 50 on this idea. You never get to see it turn into what it's supposed to go to because you don't love it that much. That's why you keep switching.
Gotta look at it like a baby. Babies develop over time.
Exactly.
If you only raise the baby till they 1 and you think they're ready to go into the world and be an adult,
you tripping.
Like, it's self-explanatory. I had a question for y'all. How would y'all describe generational wealth?
How would you describe, like, what if somebody asked you what's generational wealth?
Like, you know, it's no right or wrong answer, but in your own variation of what generational wealth is, what is it?
Generational wealth for me is just when you got wealth that you could pass down to all of your, you know, what do you call that?
Your children,
your heirs, whatever.
Generations.
You know. Your generations to come. You could pass down this wealth and businesses to them. So now they got these things that automatically they could go into and already had money in the bank and set up and all that type of shit.
Yeah. See, and I feel like most people, that's how they teach it to us. Like generational wealth is like a financial thing. Generational wealth is information. That's generational wealth because it's not necessarily what you can pass down that can be like an asset and all that because that can be taken away, lost, fucked up. But information can be applied over and over again. And that's why, like, think about it like this, right? When we were just saying you keeping shit, imagine we kept everything to ourselves. Nothing would exist if everybody kept the thing that they experienced, the thing that they discovered, the thing that they known to themselves. That's real generational wealth when you're able to pass down whether it's a set of beliefs, a way of doing things, a way of, like, you know, whatever, even it's more important to give the information than it is to give the assets. And people try to make it seem like the assets are more important. You do not, your grandpa could have taught you three to five principles that can govern your entire life and change the dynamic of the family. He didn't have to leave you $1. Right. But we act like if we didn't pass down Walmart, Gucci, Louis, all these big fucking franchises, so many people are out on a mission to create generational wealth, don't even dig. All you got to do is set a standard for how things go and share that with the young and make sure that becomes the culture of the family. Grandmoms passed down recipes. That's generational wealth. Our grandmoms could have passed away years ago. The recipes live on. Facts. That's generational wealth. How long can this information survive post whenever it came to surface? And when we leave money, the money could be spent. An asset could be taken away, but you can never take something that's in here because it's intangible. Right. So when you think about creating generational wealth, you got to ask yourself, what do you want to teach your kids that you want them to teach their kids? That's the mission. Right. Because it's things that my stepfather taught me that I now teach to the young men of the. He left something. Right. And he didn't leave me a fortune in his will. You know, even though he wasn't my biological dad, he didn't leave me that. He left me information, principles, values, morals as a man that govern my life till this day. So now when I'm encountering people like you and like you, I owe that to him. But I can't pay it back, so I have to pay it forward. And that's what generational wealth is, paying it forward. If you got and acquired something at a particular age, you give it back to them because it's all borrowed. It's like, okay, I'm using this information now. Here, you take it. You run with it. And that's just what we got to look at it as. And that's what the long-term play is, even behind the purpose. Everything you learn in this business is for you to give to somebody else at some point. That's why former basketball players become coaches. Right. Because, okay, I might have didn't win the chip as a player, but because I have the experience, I can now win as a coach. As a parent, I might have didn't accomplish these things. This is why they say, I want you to be better than me. Right. It's not a literal statement, but it's a literal statement. It's like, literally, I want you to, because you have me, there's no reason why you shouldn't be better than me. Right. Because you now have what I didn't have. All my knowledge. You have all the knowledge that I acquired here at your disposal in the book of a library of my mind, and I'm giving it to you. Right. So that's when you think about creating generational wealth, you want to teach your kids what you want them to know. You don't want, I like when my daughter tell me shit that I said to her. Both of them. One is 7, one is 13. Because that's what they will pass to their children. My dad said this to me. My dad did this way, that. That's how we gotta rate, because everybody in their lifetime is not gonna be a millionaire. Right. But that don't mean you can't live behind something that's big enough to create millionaires in your family. To help level that playing field. Exactly. Help them lay it up. And that's what we need, man. We need to teach the people in our family, men and women. Yeah. But a lot of people teach from pain. That's where a lot of our fucking all the places you got hurt and you feel like don't you do that because there is not how many black families I'm black. How many of our families have sat us down and taught from a place of production and productivity and positive? It was always avoidance, fear, pain. Don't do this because of that. Like I had to tell my mom, she had to tell my daughter, zip your coat up so you won't catch a cold. I would say, Mom, you could literally say the first half of that statement without saying the second half of it. You could just say zip your coat up. You don't have to add so you won't catch a cold, because now you're projecting illness on my child. And words literally are that powerful. So it's like, you don't gotta, I don't even tell people to be safe. I say be blessed. I don't say be safe. I'm not wishing danger on your path for me to tell you to be safe. I'm gonna assume you're gonna be safe. So I'm gonna tell you to be blessed because I want you to know that that's what I want for you. Blessings. Right. And when we think about that type of thing like that and just how our parents raised us and what they taught us, they just put money up for a rainy day. Why? Now it's raining. Why not put money up for a vacation? Why not put money up for a house? Why not put money up for college? Why is it always a rainy day? Expecting the bad shit to happen. You get what you prepare for. And they say prepare for the worst. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm prepared for the best, but I'm also not naive to anything else. And I think that as long as you conscious of what the opposite is, you still focus your energy on that. So when we think about passing down knowledge, when y'all get hurt, and I don't say y'all wasn't pointing at you. I'm just saying like humans. I don't want to be like, why you pointing at him when he said that? No, when we get hurt in general, it's not for us to project our pain on our experience of pain onto somebody else, because pain tolerance is different. Yeah. You might could take a face tat, I might can't. So you telling me your experience with pain is subjective. We don't know what pressure and pain does. Everybody has their own interpretation of what pressure is, what pain is. So when you project that onto somebody, that's why I don't take advice from people coming from a painful place. If it's not objective advice, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your personal experiences about how I should live. So when I'm teaching my kids, I never teach them based off what I did. No, it's based off principles. Listen, don't lie because liars are bad. Facts. Not don't lie because I used to get caught lying and I got in trouble for it. And fuck what I went through. Don't lie because lying is bad. You just shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. So I think that for the viewers, for us, just understanding, like when we parenting, when we coaching, when we teaching, when we educating, don't teach from a place of pain or fear or lack and limitation. Always preach from success. Preach from positivity. Preach from a space that makes people feel good, like there's hope. If you felt like your life was fucked up, teach the shit that did go right in your life. Like, you know what? No, damn, I didn't like these years, but I'm not going to spend. Most people spend all of their time talking about the year that they hated. How can you say you love yourself, but you hate the person? You hate what you had to go through to become the person you are. You gotta appreciate the journey. You got to. I can't say I love myself, but I hate my nose. Imagine that. No, this nose is the reason I'm famous. This is the reason this is the reason I have a distinctive look. I don't have to worry about people forgetting my face. you know you see me somewhere. You might not know my name. I seen that nigga. He looked like somebody. I see. Yep. But when I was a kid, I was insecure about it.
Right.
So as an adult, it's my main staple to be able to use as my brand, because like people want me to be a shit for what? This is what I love about how God designed me. Right. It's one of the things where I was forced to love myself young. Because after a while, it's like, how much bad can you feel for yourself if people are making jokes and laughing? After a while, you have to look in the mirror and find things you like and love about yourself, and then be okay and accept the things you don't. Yep. So it's like, when you learn that at 7 and 8 years old, it's like, fear what? Fear who? We not gonna fuck what you got to say about me.
Right.
The thing that I would see, you can't make this up. You can't change. This is right here. It's first impression. This is what you see. The sneaks didn't matter, the clothes, the chain, none of that mattered. The first thing you see on my expression is my face. If I'm not confident in that, why does it matter if I got on the latest shit?
Right.
And that's where, self-love comes into play, even when accountability is like, you cannot say you love yourself, but you hate what you had to go through to become who you are. Yeah. It's a contradiction, literally. Yeah. You see people, I love myself. No, you don't. You hate yourself. If you loved yourself, you wouldn't want to change things about yourself. You would find a way to accept them. And you would be cutting people off that don't accept them. I never I don't hang around people that make me feel less than myself. Not because I'm insecure, it's because I know how I feel about myself. So that means you're deliberately trying to tear me down. I'm too self-confident to walk in a room and fear anything, anybody. The riches, like as a man, you could be more handsome than I am. You're charming, charismatic, funny. I'm still the wolf. I'm still not. I'm still gonna be this nigga, that nigga. I'm still him.
Right.
So if you are bringing bad energy to me, that means you're insecure. You're trying to project.
You're trying to project that shit.
I'm not being around you. Like somebody want to remind me. You think I don't know my nose look like this? You think I need a reminder? Yo, the boy. You know, name my comment. Yo, the boy look like. I know. I look at myself in the mirror. I'm handsome. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I say all that to say is like all of that come down to, the things that we say even to ourselves when we're young. The things that we accept and believe about ourselves. When it comes to accountability, we got to take accountability for that too. What did you tell yourself as a kid that make you insecure as an adult?
That make you feel that way.
What did you believe that was said to you? When you self-reflect honestly without the distorted, because I can walk around on my ego and be like, oh yeah, I get money, I get chicks, I get, and be all ego, but am I really facing myself? Right. No, but when you honestly sit down and self-reflect and you're like, damn, it is some shit that I really probably don't fuck with about myself, but how can I fuck with this shit? Like, all right, cool, let me work on that. And if I can't change it, I'm gonna just accept it. Like, if you don't like it, change it. If you can't change it, accept it. It's not that fucking hard. I'm not about to go get rhinoplasty. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I actually appreciate it because I feel like, again, it's so many benefits. It made me unique. So many motherfuckers get to see their flaws and I want to get surgery. No disrespect to the, not even bodies, because I love the bodies. I'm talking about when people get everything. It's like, no. If you love yourself, love yourself. I got a nice smile. I don't need nobody to tell me that. I'm good with that. And I say that for anybody because I don't want, if you do it because you want to do it because you want to do it. If you do it because you feel like, and I'm being transparent and raw with y'all, if you're doing it because you feel like it's going to make somebody else see you a certain way, don't do it.
Right.
Because what if they change their mind?
Exactly.
Now you done got a body. Now you done went and did this.
When you do it for other people, you just still not going to be happy.
You're not going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm happy because everything I do is for me. So that's why when I can stand on my content. Like, literally anything I say, anything I do, I be cool with because it'd be like, that's who I am. I ain't got no gimmicks. I'm just a controversial nigga. My shit just go viral. Like, I never said, this is gonna go viral. I don't be knowing what the fuck gonna happen.
You just being you.
I just be being me. Sometimes I infuriate people. Sometimes it be whatever. But God did this. He made me the way I am to reach a lot of people. He made me unique for that reason, and I accepted that. And that's a part of my purpose too. I tried to be the back, the behind the scenes guy,
right, and
doing the management. My light shine too bright. It don't work.
Right.
It don't. I tried. It's not like I did. It ain't like I was just always in the spot. Like I literally stepped off and said I'm gonna manage people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put all of my energy into you. And it was like they was like, we want to be like the wolf. I'm like, I'm just a manager. Like
you looking like Diddy out
looking
here.
Like Diddy. I'm Diddy now. It's like but when your light shine that bright, can't nobody dim it. And I accepted it. And just accepting that everybody won't accept you, and that's cool. Find your tribe and be all right with that. You know what I mean? That's for anybody watching. Find your tribe and be all right with that. And that's what this book will teach you. It'll teach you how to embrace everything about you so that you can embrace everything about others. See, because the thing is, if you lie to yourself, you're going to lie to others. But if you tell yourself the truth, you don't have no reason to lie to others. And if you lie to yourself, others will lie to you.
That's a fact.
But if you tell the truth, you won't buy the lie that they selling. We only buy the lie because we sell the lie. But if I'm telling myself the truth, you cannot lie to me. And people don't understand that. Even taking accountability to the fact that lying, you have to choose to believe a lie. If I walk up right now and say, yo, I got an M in a car for you, $1 million. You got a choice to call my bluff or believe me.
Believe that lie. Yeah.
Depending on who I am and my history is going to determine the level in which you determine if it's possible or not. But the fact of the matter is you still discerningly thought about whether you believed me or not. Now, we are more susceptible to the lies of people we trust. You ain't gonna never let your enemy lie to you. That's why even in the book, I said enemies hold you accountable in a different way because they keep you on your toes. Friends try to find balance between strengths and weaknesses. Enemies only search for your weakness. I've learned more about myself from the people that don't like me than the people that love me. Well, no, why? Because the people that don't like me are going to tell me my flaws.
And they going to keep
you talk too fucking much. I'm like, damn, you know what? You got to learn how to discern between what a hater can say that can penetrate your mind constructively and destructively. And it's a hard thing. Because sometimes they say some shit and you got you being hyper aware and questioning yourself. Like, damn, am I ugly? You got it. But sometimes they say some shit and you be like, you know what? He kept over talking her while she was talking. I watch it like, damn, this nigga was right. I gotta shut up and let her talk. Like,
and you find some
benefits. Yeah. So, you know, it's just all about, but that come from being honest with yourself. Imagine if I'm like, man, you don't like me, so you gonna say negative shit. Which is the truth. But if I accept that as the truth and don't accept the possibility that they might actually be right, I miss the opportunity to grow.
You're still not accepting it. And then you're not going to face it and fix it.
Yeah, man. But, you know, the book, it's so crazy. There's so many tools. It's going to be so life-changing for so many people. That's what excites me. I'm the person that people, when my book lasts for 100 years, like we read books from 100 years ago. This book will be around and they will look back and be like, I wonder what it was like. I wonder what it was like. To be around, like, you got somebody that you probably look back on. I wonder what it was like to be at a Malcolm X speech.
Right.
To be at a Dr. King. I wonder who was at the I Had a Dream. I wonder what that energy that Mike Game 6 against the Jazz in the arena, what that energy was like. Because you could look at the moment, but you can't feel it.
You can't feel it, yeah.
And I understand that the books I write will be moments where people have that feeling. Like, damn, the art of accountability. Like, when people found out a black man wrote cheating, not cheating, they just changed it. They was like, this is this nigga? Like, even though they talking shit about me on E! News on TV, the girl like, this the author? Like him? Like this, she started going at me, like he looked like he be cheating. Like, they don't expect a black man that come from the hood that dressed like urban to be as smart as I am. I was supposed to be on the show, The Doctors. I think it's on CBS, one of them stations, big network. I was supposed to be on The Doctors. They reached out to me, email during cheating, not cheating. They said they wanted me to debate with a doctor in regards to my philosophy on cheating. So before they bring me on the show, they doing a pre-screening, right? So I had to do a Zoom call with the producers or whatever the case may be. Now, what Fox Soul was a black producer. The board read the book. She said, all right, bring him on the show. With them, I don't know what her ethnicity was. It really didn't matter. But when she had a conversation with me, and this is where being too smart can fuck you over. She asking me questions, my dumb ass answering them intelligent and shit. They wanted to make me look like a fool, in a sense, behind my philosophy, not understanding that because I'm a philosopher, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right. So she's like, what's your breakdown? And because we want you to talk to Dr. This, and we want to see his philosophy of this, throw his shit out there. So I just started giving my spiel. I'm thinking that I did good because she's super intrigued. They ain't never called me the fuck back. Want to know why? Because
you didn't give them what you wanted.
They thought I was going to be an idiot.
Yeah,
but next time I'm gonna be an idiot. That's my. I should have been. I should have
played dumb so you could get up there.
Yeah, because then I'd have made. I would have gave you what you was asking for in front of everybody.
Right.
But I allowed them to escape out the back door by being smart. It's like I outshined the master. I should have shut up. Yeah. So I'm taking accountability. I missed out on that opportunity and I know they might be like, no, you should never dim your light. In that moment, I should have been a little bit more quiet. I should have been very vague with the responses. I mean, you know, girls cheat, guys cheat. I cheated.
Even though that's a hard job too, because that's the problem now that we have with television is that they want everybody to come off a certain way. And if you're not coming off that way, then they rather not give you the light. The same way is like, due to the fact you knew your shit, it was like, oh, nah. But if I don't need this nigga being too smart on TV. Exactly. We got enough of those.
But that's what I'm saying. Now I know. Next time, play dumb. And when they give me the microphone,
now it's on.
Yeah. I didn't turn took the Clark Kent off, Superman, and knocked out.
Got you.
Got your ass. But these are all moments when I look back, they define that moment because they were moments of growth. I had to self-reflect and be like, of course you be like, damn, was I not good enough? That's the first thing that you think. Like, was I not good enough to be on TV with this? Like, and then I'm like, no, it wasn't that. Then I had to go to the real truth behind it. This what they wanted from it, and I didn't give them what they wanted, so it didn't make sense for them. And it's not personal. But now moving forward, I understand that dynamic with that shit is like, they going to give the platform to the person who is not going to educate. They wanted the ignorance to them is what's going to sell.
Is what's going to sell.
But with this shit, with this book, can't nothing stop it because it's going to benefit every single person. It's literally anybody can pick it up and benefit from it. From the age, I want to say, from like 12 on up. I think my book can cater to a 12-year-old. I use very simplistic language and not too many big words. I was very simple with the examples. A 12-year-old can read that book and learn accountability at 12. That's a major milestone for me. Because it's like, I ain't get it until 25.
Right. And that's the thing. If you get it on early, it'll save you a lot of heartache, a lot of, bad relationships. If you just learn this shit now, you could flourish faster.
Yeah, but I appreciate y'all, man. Again, man, it's always great to come in, check in, tap in with the family.
So where do you see, what's next after the Art of Accountability? Like, where do you see this going from here?
I want to write 2 more books this year, possibly, and put them out. If I don't, I'm still going to try. But honestly, what's next for me is just building a brand I want to touch the masses now. Like, I want to build my brand to actually get on them platforms where I had the imposter syndrome and feeling like, am I ready for stages like this and that? Am I ready to do a TED Talk? Am I ready to? And I'm like, I've realized you're never going to feel ready. You got to do it.
So you just do it.
For me, what's next is just doing it. Like, literally, like how I could have procrastinated reaching out, like, and made it to the last minute. I said, no, let me hit my resources first. Let me hit the people that's in my close network that I got good relations with that I can pull up on. So now I got to do a little bit more legwork to get the name out there, get the book out there, get the message out there. But for the most part, I'm going to play at the highest level possible. That's my goal right now. Literally, whatever that looks like, whatever the highest height to reach my fullest potential, I'm in that space. Because again, if you got to look at it like, the last thing I'll say is LeBron has a 20-year NBA career.
Right.
He had to compile as much of his talent into this 20-year career to break the scoring record of all time, to win 4 championships, to win X amount of MVPs. And that's what I feel like. If I'm going to be going strong for the next 20 years of this, I got to get started on it. And it's like, that's what I'm trying to do. So what's next for me is literally taking the next 10 years and actually taking one foot in front of the other and making progress. So when they look at my resume amongst the speakers, I need to have those type of numbers. When they look at my numbers as a best-selling author, I need those type of numbers because I'm doing something I've never seen done before. I didn't say it's never been done before. I said I've never seen done. I've seen people go to the NBA. I know a lot of NBA players, NFL players, professional boxers, rappers, all of the black, statistical, success measurements of, what careers you should take.
Right.
But for me, I don't know no black author that's doing what I did in a way. I don't write hood novels. I write psychological and self-help and self-development and self-improvement books. I don't know too many people that's doing that as a black man. Right. So I'm setting the blueprint for the next black man to say, I want to be like the wolf. And that's what this shit is about. So that's what's next for me, continuing this blueprint. I'm going to make all the fuck ups on this path, so when I tell the youngest how to do it, they don't have to worry about it.
Right.
That's generational wealth.
That's generational wealth, man. Creating a legacy. I love it, man. You already know how I feel about it. It's major, definitely major. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Let everybody know how they can get the book, when they can get the book, and everything like that.
The book is available now for pre-order. Whatever day it is, when you see it, it don't matter. It's available. So it's either out right now or it's available for pre-order. Right now, you can access the book. You can visit me on Instagram at WolfWSC. The link is in my bio. It's a link tree. Or you can go to the wolfhasspoken.com. Or you can go to wolfaccountability.com. So it's a bunch, and then you'll be able to get it off Amazon. But Amazon take a lot of my money. So it's on Amazon for the reviews and shit. But buy it from me if you want to support the author. But if you just want it and you want it, fast track till you prime, go through Amazon, that's fine. It'll be on iBooks. I have some hard copies going hand to hand out here. Pretty much you'll be able to find it anywhere. The Art of Accountability, it is a true art to taking accountability. If you want to improve yourself, improve your life, improve your relationships, improve your connections, your friendships, develop longevity within your career, The Art of Accountability is a book that you have to read. It's no different than the must-reads of Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Four Agreements, all of these different things. The Art of Accountability is a book that's in that caliber that you need. The Alchemist, Richest Man in Babylon is one of those classics that you have to read because it's going to be very, 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 very instrumental on your path to success, something that you can really use as a tool. So that's what I'd say. Y'all can add me on TikTok at WolfWSC. Y'all can add me on Twitter at WolfWSC_. Y'all can add me on Christian Mingle at Wolf. Now I'm fucking
Christian Mingle.
Yeah. But no, I'm out here, man. Again, man, shout out to my Cooking Up family. I'm proud of y'all. Always a fucking hell of a time. Always great eats. Greatest drink I probably had in 2 years. Because I ain't been drinking, but this drink is that Chef Dina. Shout out to her. Yeah. And yeah, man, I appreciate the love always, bro.
You already know, man. We glad to have you.
Glad to have you, for sure.
Always wishing you more success.
Always.
You know, we got miles to go.
Let's get it, man. Let's run this kind of rip and run. I'm on the right path. Finally, on the right track. Where
it feel good when you know that.
I'm about to do 250 on this jump.
When you know that purpose, bro, it's easy. It's like knowing your destination.
No bullshit.
Yeah. When you know where you're going, you can't get lost. You outside.
That's right. You know that's 100%. Now I know where I'm going, so no more distractions.
Exactly. So
Wolf has spoken.
Y'all already know. It's Wolf. It's your boy Smooth.
It's your girl Emma Green.
It's Cooking Up 25, the best show in Philly. Let's go. Y'all already know.